Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. It's Monday, February 24th, 2014. I'm Chalapansa Narula. In today's main stories, another mass rally by the farmer protesters at the Ministry of Commerce has been set on February 25th to demand answers from the government. In the business news, the Ministry of Commerce and the Thai Chamber of Commerce have joined forces to create 5% growth in the export sector in 2014. And let's have a look at our headlines. A bomb actually hit a protest site in Bangkok on Sunday evening. At least 22 people were injured and 2 were killed. The explosion happened at 5 p.m. in front of Big C hypermarket store close to Raj Prasong intersection, where the People's Democracy Reform Committee has set up a stage. Initial reports from the local media stated that the bombing incident wounded 22 civilians, while a 4-year-old boy and a 59-year-old woman were killed in the explosion. The M79 grenade found at a parking lot near the civil court has been disposed of safely. Deputy Commissioner General of the Royal Thai Police General Ek Angsananun said he believed the bomb was a threat against the court. Officers from the Explosive Ordnance Disposal used C4 dynamite to defuse the grenade, which had been placed at the parking lot between the Civil Court and the Court of Appeal on Ratchadapisek Road yesterday. Evidence was collected for investigation. Police General Ek said the police would come up with measures to prevent violence and safeguard court judges. Checkpoints were set on the roads surrounding the courts at Ratchadapisek, especially an area in a 400-meter radius and effective range of M79. As for the progress of the investigation of the grenade attack at Patu Nam Junction on Friday, officers have found that it was the same type as the one earlier found by the Bang Na police station. They are therefore believed to come from the same source. Trad Governor Benjawan Anprung and Trad Police Chief Police Major General Thisatat Buranarat, along with local authorities, have held a press conference on the latest updates of the bomb attack and drive-by shooting at the People Democratic Reform Committee or PDRC's rally site at Khao Saming District. The governor disclosed that after the bomb and gun attack at Yingjaron Market in the province at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday, a total of 35 victims were reported, consisting of 17 men, 14 women and 4 children. One victim was a 5-year-old girl who died in the indiscriminate attack. She was the daughter of a noodle shop owner in the area. The Trad governor said the provincial authority is currently helping the victims of the attack by providing financial assistance of 2,500 baht each, while the family of the deceased received 25,000 baht. Shops around the area could also contact Khao Saming District Authority for assistance on compensation for damage. Security levels in the area have also been strengthened to prevent further violence. Authorities have also been tasked to come up with measures to prevent political confrontation from taking place in the future. Trad Police Chief also gave assurances of a thorough investigation into the violent incident, with officials assigned to specifically work on the case to bring the culprits to justice, although he said that the police cannot confirm the motivation for such an attack just yet. Thousands of government supporters nationwide have come and gathered in the northeastern province of Nakhon Ratchasima to talk about their common political strategy. Leaders of the United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship, or the Red Shirt, arrived at the venue in Nakhon Ratchasima's Chalerm Prakiat Sport Complex. Security was tightened around the area to prevent unforeseen events, given political violence had been intensified both in Bangkok and other provinces. According to the UDD leader, Thida Thawon said the meeting was aimed at brainstorming how to protect the Thai democracy in a peaceful manner. The group also talked about on how to help complete the general election after February 2's result could not be announced due to various problems, including the shutting down of some polling venues by the anti-government protesters. Another mass rally by the farmer protesters at the Ministry of Commerce has been set on February 25th to demand answers from the government about long overdue rice payments. Coordinator of the Farmers Network, Nattawat Chan In Ngam, said the farmer protesters would rally en masse again this Tuesday to press the government on payments in the rice pledging scheme after the government promised that it would spend 4 billion baht a week to pay them. Mr. Nattawat, however, declined to disclose where the protesters would travel to, saying that they would meet today to plan their movements. Civil servants who worked at the ministry will be able to enter their office today, but they were prohibited from bringing a personal car to the ministry. The protesters have surrounded the Ministry of Commerce in Nonthaburi province since the 19th of February this year to protest against the government who owes them payments that is worth 130 billion baht in total. The Pheu Thai party has turned down the Election Commission's request for the government to issue a royal decree for another election date, saying an official letter has already been sent out to inform the EC that it would be illegal to do so, which may lead to the nullification of the already completed elections in trouble-free constituencies. Pheu Thai party spokesperson Prampong Noparit said such a move would put the government in a difficult position as it would mean overlapping of elections and the Prime Minister would be held responsible. This could lead to nullification of the elections that had already been completed in many constituencies except for the 28 troubled areas in the south. The Pheu Thai party would also be at risk from being dissolved from such a proposal. Therefore, it is the EC's responsibility to carry out and complete the elections within the deadline stated by the law. Otherwise, other political parties may file lawsuits against the EC for failing to protect the rights of candidates and voters. Mr. Prampong also stated that the EC did not have grounds to request for an interpretation of Section 214 from the Constitutional Court. In response to Election Commissioner Mr. Somchai Sisudayakorn's invitation for the four coalition parties to join a discussion panel in order to find solution to the incomplete elections in 28 constituencies with Songkhla EC officials on March 7th, Mr. Prampong stated that it was just a political game, which might lead to confrontation and also instigate more conflicts. Pheu Thai party leader Charupong Ruangsuwan is definitely not joining the event, he said. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra said Thailand is still attractive to foreign investors as it has a strong economic foundation. The Thai Premier posted a message on her Facebook page expressing her confidence that Thailand's economy was still stable. She noted that according to the World Bank, the country ranked 18th in ease of doing business among countries around the world. A key factor contributing to making investment decisions, she pointed out, is confidence, adding that last year more than 2,200 projects requested promotion from the Board of Investment or BOI, and among those projects, half were direct foreign investments, which accounted for 524 billion baht altogether. The Prime Minister added that this showed that the confidence index was still satisfactory. She admitted, however, that this year's political standoff has posed a threat to the country's economy and its stability, as it is difficult for her and the cabinet to carry out their duties as caretaker government. And we'll now take a short break. Up next, around 200,000 tons of rice will be auctioned off through the Agricultural Futures Exchange of Thailand, or AFET. We'll be right back.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติ และมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Now let's have a look at the business news. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Kittirat Naranong posted on Facebook that the Standard & Poor rating agency has lowered Ukraine's credit rating due to the current political turmoil. However, comparing to Thailand, Thailand's rating remains stable, but there is a possibility of adjustment if the conflict prolongs. Mr. Kittirat cited credit ratings of Thailand and Ukraine on his Facebook page as both countries have been undergoing political conflicts that often escalate into violence, causing scores of deaths and injuries. According to his statement, the S&P rating for Ukraine has already been lowered to CCC as a result of the country's political turmoil, but for Thailand, the rating is still considered stable at BBB, despite a similar conflict within the country. However, the S&P is keeping a close watch on Thailand's situation, and the rating may be lowered if the country continues on this path. Although Thailand has shown an excellent debt structure in the past, political instability and the slowdown of economic growth may lead to the adjustment of its credit rating in the future. The minister believed that the prolonged political conflict Thailand has been facing for years has impacted its gross domestic product or GDP growth. This year's GDP growth has been lowered to 3%, down from 4% previously predicted, thanks to the country's inability to form a new government, which has led to the postponement of budget allocations and investments. Mr. Kittirat stated that the GDP might be even lower than the already adjusted growth. The Ministry of Commerce and the Thai Chamber of Commerce have joined forces to create 5% growth in the export sector in 2014. A blueprint will be developed as a guideline for their cooperation. After their recent meeting, Permanent Secretary for Commerce Sirat Ratthapana said the Chamber of Commerce and Ministry had discussed problems and exchanged opinions on trade and investment situation in Thailand at present. The Chamber of Commerce has suggested that the ministry change its role from controlling product prices to promoting domestic competition and border trade, as well as urgently implementing FTAs. The Chamber of Commerce had also called on the ministry to help Thai SMEs penetrate foreign markets, simplify the business registration process, and quickly solve the problem of trade barriers. To achieve 5% export growth, the two parties had agreed to create the blueprint, which could also help strengthen the Thai economy in a sustainable way. The ministry will also this year continue its strategies to promote Thai exports and preparing Thailand for the ASEAN Economic Community. Around 200,000 tons of rice will be auctioned off through the Agricultural Futures Exchange of Thailand, or AFET, on Wednesday. According to the Deputy Commerce Minister, he also asserted that the pledged rice stored in warehouses is intact and none have gone missing. According to Deputy Commerce Minister Yanyong Puangrat, none of the rice stored at warehouses has gone missing, as alleged by certain media outlets. He added that rice in the government stockpile has been inspected periodically for quality control, or QC, and found to be of high quality and kept under conditions that did not fall short of standard. However, rice exporters who doubt the statement may inspect the quality of rice themselves. At least 1 million tons of rice is expected to be sold each month, beginning this month, enabling the ministry to return at least 10 billion baht to the treasury each month. Director of the Bank of Thailand's Monetary Policy Department, Kun Rung Malikamat, revealed that the Bank of Thailand is closely following the world economic situation, Thailand's economic situation, and the Thai political situation to determine whether the national GDP this year, with the previous forecast growth of 3%, will have to be adjusted further. Ms. Rung admitted that the National Economic and Social Development Board's forecast that the Thai economy will grow 2.9% is similar to the Monetary Policy Department's forecast of 3%. She added that statistics show that the GDP for the year will probably not be significantly adjusted because the economic forecast for this year is not only dependent on last year's performance. There are many factors to be considered, some of which have already changed. The Monetary Policy Department will consider these factors in the upcoming meeting on March the 12th. Kasikorn Research Center has forecast the national currency will likely be traded in the range of 32.4 to 32.7 baht against the greenback this week, citing political factors as remaining the dominant force. The center also indicated that local and U.S. economic performance figures in January would play a role in determining the Thai baht value, especially the U.S.'s Consumer Confidence Index, the December New House Price Index, and unemployment rate. Care Research reported that the baht began strongly at the beginning of last week at 32.3 baht, but got weaker as the week progressed, thanks largely to the clash between political protesters and peacekeepers that resulted in many injuries and deaths. However, local politics was not the only reason for the currency's plunge. Other negative factors were the slowing Chinese economy and the U.S. Federal Reserve tapering of the quantitative easing measures. The baht settled at 32.55 to the U.S. dollar last Friday. And most Southeast Asian stocks ended firmer on Friday, with Indonesia hitting a 5-month high as upbeat U.S. manufacturing activity numbers helped boost appetite for risky assets, though concerns about China's economic growth limited the gains. Shares in Malaysia edged up 0.2% despite $13.78 million foreign outflow, while Thailand stocks ended steady with a foreign inflow of $13.62 million after offshore investors had pulled out $984 million worth of shares on a net basis in 19 straight sessions through Thursday. Shares of companies with links to Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra declined. Property developer SE Asset lost 1.9%, while telecom company M-Link Asia, the shares were down 2.6% as anti-government protesters turned to social media to attack businesses linked to her family. The Jakarta Composite Index gained more than 1% to its highest close since September 19, led by financial and infrastructure shares, with both sub-indices touching 5-month highs. Meanwhile, investors were upbeat after an industry report on Thursday showed manufacturing activity in the U.S. accelerated in February at its fastest pace in nearly 4 years, due in part to growth in new orders. However, concerns about China's slowing growth dented sentiment. Singapore's benchmark Straits Times Index rose 0.4% to a 1-month high, and it posted its strongest weekly gain in 5 months, a day after the city-state's economy posted a faster-than-expected growth in the fourth quarter of 2013. And let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติแล้วมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าใน ทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has expressed concerns over the drought situation and has ordered related agencies to lay down their problem-solving guideline and ensure systematic and accessible assistance to the drought-afflicted areas. Prime Minister Yingluck has assigned her deputies and appropriate agencies to efficiently tackle the drought problems and to make sure that water resource is well managed. She also asked for plans to be laid down to optimize the use of available water. For the provincial level, she has assigned each provincial governor to comprehensively tackle the drought problem and ensure that solutions are tailored for each locality. The provincial administration should also foster an understanding with locals about ways to mitigate the effects of the problems and the protocol for assisting the drought-afflicted, especially concerning water for consumption. Officials will urge farmers to grow short-lived crops requiring minimal amount of water and persuade them to refrain from planting off-season rice. Officials will also manage the sluice gates and water discharge from dams to coincide with periods of high tide to reduce impacts on the ecosystem. The Metropolitan Water Works Authority, or MWA, has confirmed the quality of tap water meets the World Health Organization standards, saying that a slight change in the taste of the water does not harm the body. MWA Deputy Governor Wisut Nopakuntong said the MWA could not avoid receiving water with a high chloride level this year, since its raw water intake was located in the lowest area in the Chao Phraya River Basin, now affected by seawater intrusion. The MWA would therefore stop pumping raw water into its tank during a high chloride period. Mr. Wisut said it would wait until the chloride level dropped and store raw water of a normal chloride level as much as possible for the production of tap water. If the seawater did not move down, the MWA still needed to produce tap water with a high chloride level so that 10 million people had water for consumption. No matter the situation, the MWA would strictly maintain its tap water quality in line with the standards set by the WHO. The Deputy Governor had confirmed the fact and said that despite the changed taste, the tap water during this period was not hazardous to health. And that concludes today's edition of Newsline. If you do have any suggestions or comments, please write to us. The email address is newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook as well, just simply typing NNT, or have a look at our website. The website is thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We are going to say goodbye today with the longest khao lam, or rice bamboo, that is made in Nakhon Si Thammarat. I'm Cholapan Sanarula. Thanks for joining. Sawasdee ka.